Definitely my favorite song on the album. Written, produced, and sung by our guest tonight, Debbie Gibson. That is Foolish Beat on Hitline USA. Debbie, now that's one of the cuts on the album that you produced all by yourself, right?
Yeah.
How was that first time out producing records on your own like that?
Well, it was exciting, and it's extremely exciting to hear it on the radio because, you know, I kind of listen for every single part, and, you know, when you build something from scratch, it makes it even more worth it.
You were singing along to it in the studio.
Yeah.
You do that all the time?
Yeah, I sing while I do the dishes. I sing, you know, I sing constantly.
Beautifully, too. That song you just heard, Foolish Beat, and every song you hear tonight is from Debbie Gibson's debut album, of course, Out of the Blue. And everyone who talks with Debbie on the Hitline tonight will win their very own personalized autographed copy of that album, thanks to Debbie and Atlantic Records.
And then, a little later on tonight, and we will tell you exactly when, we're going to clear the lines and give away a bunch of very special Hitline USA Debbie Gibson Out of the Blue Platinum album.
Whoa.
These are the real deal with your name engraved on them.
Do you know I didn't even get mine yet?
You didn't get yours?
I am not even joking. All right, so you guys are getting them before I get them. You know, it was funny when it went gold. They said, well, it's almost platinum, so we'll wait to give it to you until it goes platinum. And I said, okay, now it's almost double. So they said, well, we'll wait and we'll have a double platinum party. I said, guys.
Enough already, huh?
Well, we know the people at the top. We can get one with your name on it. Let's do it.
Will you?
Go
Can I win one?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Let's go for it.
Anyway, the ones that we're giving away are the ones just like the stars get, and in this case, you get them before the stars do.
Yes, indeed. Let's get to the phones now. First up tonight to talk with Debbie is Mindy in Los Angeles, listening to the Hitline on Power 106, my home station. Mindy, go ahead.
I love your new song, Foolish Beat.
Thank you.
And I read that you wrote every song on your album. How long did it take you?
Let's see. I write songs pretty quickly, so I guess if, you know, I mean, I'll write a song in like 15 or 20 minutes, basically. Just as long as it takes to kind of come out is how long I write it in. But the album has songs on it that I wrote between the ages of 13 and 16.
My goodness.
Wow.
Only in My Dreams I wrote when I was 13, and I kind of snuck it on a tape with current songs, and Atlantic decided to make that the first single.
Wow.
So you never know. If you're writing songs, you know, at a young age, they, you know, they have potential, you know.
Songwriting.
You don't ever start songs and then you never finish them, leave them around, and come back, finish them
occasionally
later?
I do that, you know, because sometimes I like fall asleep writing a song, and then I'll find it like a month later and finish it.
All right, next up is John calling from Duluth, where the snow should be melting any month now. He's listening to Hit Radio 102. Go ahead, John. You're on with Debbie Gibson.
Hi, Deb.
Hi, how are you?
I read in People magazine that you're an honor student in school.
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering what comes first, school or music, and how do you keep up with it, with everything?
Well, I would say they really get equal billing because, you know, I mean, it's one thing to, I mean, I think that music is an education in itself because, you know, in the studio you use logic, you know, you use math, and, you know, but I think that school is just as important to be, you know, it's important to be a well-rounded person. And, you know, the one thing that my parents kind of always said was, you know, if you want to pursue music, I mean, you've got to practice hard and you've got to keep up with your schoolwork.
Have your teachers been as understanding?
Yeah, they have been. I mean, I've been keeping up, so they're fine, you know. But they say the same thing, you know, well, if we see you slipping, then, you know, then we'll worry. But so far there hasn't been any problems. And I graduate this year.
All right.
Yeah. All right, next up is Don in Wheeling, West Virginia, listening to Power FM. You're on the Hitline with Debbie Gibson.
First of all, I'd like to say I love all your songs.
Thank you.
And from all the fan mail you get, what do most people write about?
What do most people write about? Let's see. I get quite a few people saying, I want to be your pen pal. And I really want to say, I mean, I try to read every single letter, and, you know, I'm always writing back to people, as many as I can, but, you know, it's hard to keep up with it. But I really enjoy I enjoy hearing what people have to say, and, you know,
I get a lot of
I wish I could
proposals.
respond to everybody. No, not marriage proposals. I guess I'm too young for that. But, you know, that's basically it, you know, with the mail. But, you know, like I said, if I'm ever like lying in bed at night or whatever, I'll like grab a stack of mail and read it because it's a lot of fun.
All righty. Thanks for the call, Don.
Thanks, Don.
We're coming back to the Hitline with more calls for Debbie Gibson, plus the song that introduced Debbie to us, so stay right here.
We are are back, and we are live. And wherever there's a radio and a telephone in America tonight, you're on. This is Hitline USA, tonight on your radio. And at the other end of 1-800-53-PEPSI is Debbie Gibson. I'm Shadoe P. Stevens.
And I'm Brenda Ross. And next up is Jason from Des Moines, Iowa, where he listens to Q102. Jason, what's your question for Debbie Gibson tonight?
Yeah, Debbie,
Yeah?
other than Billy Joe, who do you...
I like the way you phrase that.
Right.
Who do I like? Let's see. I'm a big fan of George Michael and Whitney Houston. Let's see. A great tape that like not many people really not many people know about it, but the Men Without Hats tape is great.
Is it?
I listen to that all the time. I like Richard Marx and Bruce Hornsby in the Range, and I like so many. I'm a big fan of 50s music too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny. I recently made a tape of my favorite songs, and it had everything from like Sean Cassidy to Billy Idol. I mean, it was really funny, so I listened to a lot of stuff.
It was pretty widely publicized that you were really into Billy Joel and wanted to meet him. Have you had a chance to do that?
Yes, I did.
When did that happen?
I went to the Grammy Awards, and I had the opportunity to meet him backstage, and he was kind of fiddling around on the piano, and I was flipping out. I remained calm, cool, and collected when I met him, of course, and then I went out in the hall and went, oh my God, I just met my longtime idol, but that was really exciting.
That's terrific.
Great. Get back on the phones here with Mike in Milwaukee, listening to 94 WKTI. You're on with Debbie.
Hi there, happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday to you too,
That's
Mike.
going around,
It's contagious, I'll tell you.
What's your question, Mike?
First, I just wanted to say you're terrific and extremely beautiful.
Thank you.
And then my question is, what's it like when you go out into public or a mall or something, and people see you? Are you used to that yet, or how is that?
I don't know if I'll ever really get used to that, because it's always strange, because I walk around asking people for autographs, and so when someone asks me for mine, it's, it's really flattering. But let's see, sometimes it happens where I'll go to the mall, or like, I went shopping a couple of days ago, and I'd go into a store, and a couple of people would ask for an autograph. So then a couple of people would look closer to see who, who is that,
Right.
or something. So I mean, it's okay though. I'm not going to stay locked up in a room though, because of it. And, so far I've been able to handle it okay.
Most of the people asking for autographs, are there teens or parents or what?
Actually, there's a wide variety.
Really?
I mean, yeah, my fan club, the oldest member is like 50 years old.
Really?
So my fans have a broad age range,
That's a nice compliment, though. You appeal to so many
It is
people.
nice.
Terrific. Thanks for the call, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Next up is Brad, listening to 97 Star WGH in Norfolk, Virginia. You're on the Hitline, Brad.
Hi, I was wondering, how long in general does it take you to make a video?
Let's see. Well, the first video we shot in a day, about a 12-hour day. And then, let's see, the Shake Your Love video was a day of rehearsal and a day of filming. And, let's see, the Out of the Blue video was 2 days of filming.
That's my favorite.
You like that one?
Yeah.
Well, the new video is Foolish Beat, and the same director who directed Out of the Blue directed Foolish Beat, and that was also a 2-day shoot.
Really?
Yeah.
You know
and
when
then,
that's going to be out yet?
let's see. I believe it's been, starting to get airplay on certain networks, so it's, let's see, it should be like on pretty much every network by next week.
Great.
Oh, great.
So I'm excited about that. And my grandfather was in that one, my
Really?
little cousin, and a couple of my friends. Got everyone into it.
It was just late last summer. Debbie Gibson burst onto the scene. Now her debut album is already over 2 million copies. This is the song that introduced the world to Debbie. Only in My Dreams on Hitline USA.
Power 106.
Gibson with the first in a long string of hits, Only in My Dreams on Hitline USA. More calls, more music after this from Diet Pepsi.
Hitline USA is blasting on your radio tonight with our guest, Debbie Gibson. I'm Shadoe P. Stevens here along with Brenda Ross, and in just a little bit, we're going to be clearing our toll-free hotline, 1-800-53-PEPSI, and we'll let you in on a chance to grab your very own personalized Hitline USA Debbie Gibson Platinum Album.
All right, but right now, Shadoe Man, the lines are jamming with Debbie Gibson fans from all across the country, so let's get back to it. Up next is Darlene checking us out tonight on Z100 in New York City. Go ahead,
New York.
Darlene.
How's the weather there, Darlene?
It's great.
Oh, boy. Thought it was cold. Okay. Anyway.
Start spreading the news, Darlene. What's your question tonight?
How old were you when you wrote your first hit song?
Let's see. Well, it wasn't a hit, but the first song that I wrote was when I was 5, and it was, I guess maybe it was a hit in my kindergarten class because it was called Make Sure You Know Your Classroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of used to conduct sing-alongs when the teacher left the room.
Oh, yeah?
In kindergarten, yeah. So I don't think we'll hear that on the album, but, you know, that was the first.
How did those sing-alongs go now, back then?
How did they go?
Was it a captive audience? I mean, were they into
I guess
it?
so. I mean, I guess they were 5 years old and they didn't want to leave the room. They were afraid, right? No, we used to do like Michael Row the Boat Ashore, when the Saints Go Marching In, and Make Sure You Know Your Classroom, you know.
I heard that you were developing the essence of Out of the Blue. Actually, it started in kindergarten.
Sort of. Well, yeah, I wrote it about a guy that I hadn't really seen since elementary school. We were in the same kindergarten class. And then I saw him in 11th grade again, and we ended up going out. It lasted a big month. But I got the idea from that because it happened, like, from, you know, out of the blue.
You just walked back into your life.
Yeah.
We'll be playing that later on tonight.
Okay.
And my schoolroom sing-alongs were like 99 bottles of beer on the wall. We didn't get to do any of that good stuff. Let's talk to James in Charleston, South Carolina, listening to 95 SX. You're on with Debbie Gibson.
Debbie,
Hi, how are you?
I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
Have you ever been on tour to Japan yet?
Let's see, I did a promotional tour in Japan, and we should be going there with the band very soon. And I'll be doing a tour of the United States, though, this summer.
Really?
Yeah. Japan was really interesting, though. The people were really nice.
I
Really friendly.
understand that you also performed in Puerto Rico. And
Yeah,
you spoke to the audience in Spanish?
Yeah, I'd like to study foreign languages next year because, you know, I took 4.5 years of Spanish, and when I did the show, I kind of explained to them what the songs meant in between the songs, and it really helped, like, bridge a gap with the audience. I mean, it really, you know, it kind of made us closer.
You want to say something
so-
to James in Spanish right now?
Why? Does James speak Spanish?
No, but just for the
Hola,
heck of it.
James.
Why not?
Let's get into the spirit of the thing, okay, Debbie?
Happy Sunday.
All right. Moving right along, let's take Patrick's call. He's listening to Z93 in Dayton, Ohio. You're on the Hitline, Patrick.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how are you?
All right. First, I'd like to say I'm looking forward to seeing your tour when it hits Cincinnati this summer.
Thank you.
And also, I'd like to know right now if you have a boyfriend.
No, I don't. You know, I mean, I don't have much time to date. You know, when I do get a chance, I do. But it's kind of impossible to have one steady boyfriend right now. You know.
Your dad is smiling at that response.
Well,
When you do get a chance to date, what do you like to do?
what do I like to do? Let's see. I like to, you know, I like to do the normal things, go to the movies or just hang out, you know, and whatever. You know, I like to go for ice cream or, you know, to the diner or whatever. I always play Pictionary with my friends, you know, have them over.
Brenda's a whiz.
Really,
at
I'm a
that.
champ at that.
Really?
Invite me over.
Next commercial break, then.
Sounds good to me.
Let's grab another call from Roy in Westlake, Texas, listening to Power Hits 1290. You're on the Hitline. Go ahead.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Roy.
Are you involved in the business side of your career, or do you just stick to your music?
No, I like to kind of get involved in everything, get my hands in everything, because, I mean, if something doesn't get done the way I want it, I only have myself to blame if I didn't want to know about it in the first place. So really, you know, I kind of check up on things, and, you know, I'm often found at Atlantic Records in New York. You know, just asking 1,000,001 questions, basically, you know, and the same thing on the tour with, like, you know, I'm constantly behind the sound engineering board and the, you know, the lighting board, and just asking a lot of questions, because that's a good way to learn.
Quick study, too. Next up is Brian, listening to B97 in New Orleans. You're on the Hitline, Brian.
I have two questions for Debbie.
Sure, go ahead.
All right, but first I wanted to tell you that Foolish Beat, I think, is the best song on your album.
Thank you.
It's not my favorite. My favorite is Between the Lines.
Oh, thanks.
It's not the best song, but it's really a great song. But
Thank you.
My first question is, are you going to release any more singles after Foolish Beat?
Yeah, I think we're going to release Staying Together 5th. I would love to cut that vocal. I'd love to record it live, you know, because that song I think sounds even better live because I could really like belt it out and the energy of the audience, and I'd love to do that, make that my first live record.
We're going to be hearing that in a few minutes. What's your second part, Brian?
Okay, which of your songs is the favorite of the unreleased singles on the album?
Ooh, of the unreleased. I'd probably say what you said, Between the Lines. You know, not counting Staying Together because that probably will be released. But yeah, I do like to do Between the Lines. You know, and again, I love to sing that one live because it's got all the high long notes.
The high long notes.
Yeah.
It's Greek to me, but I know good music when I hear it. So we're going to get some more Debbie music on the radio right now. I'm going to take a little shake break. Here's Debbie Gibson's Shake Your Love on Hitline USA.
Heart, it hurts, baby. Hurt me, baby. Debbie Gibson's on the hit line tonight here, shaking and taking your calls. There's a whole bunch more coming up, so stay right here.
Hitline USA, and if you've just joined us, we're talking to Debbie Gibson, who's here tonight, taking your calls on the Hitline hotline, 1-800-53-PEPSI. I'm Brenda Ross with Shadoe P. Stevens, and in just a couple of minutes, we'll put Debbie Gibson world premiere music on the radio, so don't
But
leave.
right now, we're going to get back on the phones here. Let's punch up some more calls. We've got Brandy from Ishpeming, Michigan, listening to Q107. You're on the hit line with Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, Brandy.
I saw your Out of the Blue video, and I was wondering who came up with that idea.
Well, you know, Brenda was just asking me that question like 2 seconds ago. Let's see, basically the director thought of the photo album idea, which I thought was a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
And then we kind of thought of little scenes, you know, that would be realistic and, you know, to put like in the photo album. And that was really my cousin and my sister hitting me with feather pillows.
I was going to say, are those your friends and family in there?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And like I said, that's the director that did the Foolish Beat video. Really creative guy from
Really?
England. Yeah.
Excellent. Moving right along, let's go to Santa Barbara, California. Take Gina's call. She's listening to us tonight on Y97. You're on the hit line, Gina.
Hi, I'd like to know if artists like Madonna and Whitney Houston have helped open doors for you and other singers.
Yeah, I would say that definitely, you know, probably Madonna was the first to make a big breakthrough, you know, among females.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to make a breakthrough among teens, you know, open it, because there are a lot of creative kids out there, a lot of talented teens, so I hope to kind of do the same thing.
That's great.
All right, next up is Jenna from Rock Island, Illinois, listening to Power 98.9. You're on Hitline with Debbie. Go ahead.
Debbie?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering, where do you get your ideas for your songs? I mean, are like from personal experiences or from just watching TV or what?
Let's see, they're kind of from a combination. You know, sometimes something may happen that'll spur on a, you know, like a personal experience may inspire a song. And other times I just kind of, you know, I'm observant of other people and I see something happen. I say, what was she thinking when she said that? Or what was she, you know, I think it's just, anyone can write a song. You just have to be observant of what goes on around you. And, you know, or if you hear a little catchy phrase, you know, if I hear a catchy phrase or something, I'll just make up a whole story. I have a question for you. How did you get through? I've tried to get through to this show, and I get busy signals all the time. So I'm really jealous.
She's going to keep that secret all to herself, Debbie. Let's take another call.
Okay.
Billy's up next. She's listening to us on Q100 in Pensacola, Florida. You're on the hit line with Debbie Gibson.
Yeah, I was just wondering, when you first got your record deal, was it tough convincing Atlantic to record only the originals?
Let's see. Well, they were into the idea because they had heard about 50 of my songs, and, you know, they obviously, record company.
Your music from our guest tonight, Debbie Gibson. That's Staying Together. Stick around. We've got more calls on the way.
USA is right here on your radio, and we are live coast to coast tonight with our guest Debbie Gibson. Coming up next week, Bruce Hornsby will be here with his brand new album, and then in 2 weeks from tonight, New Shoes and Glass Tiger will be taking your call.
And don't forget, in a few minutes, we'll be clearing the lines to give away 10 very special Debbie Gibson Platinum albums. But right now, we're going to get back to the telephones.
Let's do it. We've got Bernie in Long Island listening to Z100 in New York tonight. Go ahead, dude. You're on with Debbie Gibson.
Okay, first of all, I just want to tell you, Debbie, you're really, really beautiful.
Thank you.
And I just wanted to know if you ever thought of writing or producing for other people.
Well, actually, let's see. I've been asked to write for a couple of artists, and Things are in the works. Let's see, they asked me to write a couple of songs for the upcoming Cher album.
Really?
Yeah, which I'd love to do.
Heavyweight.
Write and produce.
Yeah,
And
What that you have in mind?
what?
Are there any other people, any other possibilities for any other artists?
Let's see, there are a few things in the works, you know. So it's something I'm really looking forward to doing more of in the future.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Bernie sounds like he wants you to produce for him.
do you, Bernie? I guess we'll never know.
We noticed that hunger in Bernie's voice, you know. Next up is John listening to us tonight on Power 98 in Fayette, Alabama. You're on the Hitline, John.
Yeah, hi, Debbie. How are you?
Good, how are you? I'm still recovering. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Questions for you. When you write songs, do you use your piano or your guitar?
Let's see, I use the piano mainly. You know, actually, usually when I write, I don't even write on instrument, and, you know, I just write it out on paper and you know, kind of hum it to myself. And then, you know, the first instrument I go to, though, is the piano. Actually,
That's amazing. You just hear the song in your head and you sing it and write it out and just write it down and that's it?
Yeah. I write at strange hours of the night, too. I was up at like 7:30 this morning, couldn't sleep. So I started writing some songs.
When do you like to record?
Well, recording, it's usually like whenever the studio has time, but no, it's usually I record like in the wee hours of the morning too.
Really?
Yeah. I'm kind of like on a really strange jet lag schedule right now because I'm in the middle of working on the next album, and you know, we finish at like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. So now, like, my mornings were my nights, and my nights were my days, and, you know, and luckily I was on vacation from school. So that helped out for the beginning of it.
Yeah. Let's talk to Mark now in Miami, listening to Y100. You're on Hitline USA with Debbie Gibson.
Debbie,
Yeah, Mark.
you have a very beautiful singing voice.
Thank you.
I just want to ask if you had any formal singing lessons.
Yes, I've taken lessons for about let's see, on and off, I guess, for about 5 years. The past 2 years, though, I've had one teacher in New York that's really great. I actually like work with weights when I sing, which is it strengthens the muscles, and I've seen I've felt a big improvement. So, you know, that's
Wait a minute, you're not actually lying down lifting weights and singing?
No, I mean holding weights, standing up, singing. I mean,
Really?
I come out of my voice lesson sweating.
Wow.
I do. I'm classically trained, though. I used to sing at the Metropolitan Opera in the children's chorus also.
Now, this weight training thing, could we use this for our interviewers, radio show interviewers? Never mind.
Maybe. Let's call Gwen.
Yeah, let's call Gwen. Let's get Gwen on.
You don't have the energy, Brenda. Don't worry about it.
Okay. Oh, next up is Audrey listening to KISS FM in Hartford, Connecticut. You're on the Hitline. What's your question for Debbie Gibson?
Hi, Debbie.
Hi, how are you?
I can't believe I got through.
Me either. Like I was saying, I can never get through to this show. What do you want to know?
My question for you is, do you like touring, or is it more trouble for you?
Let's see. I like touring, actually. I love going on a tour bus, you know, going to sleep in a little bunk and waking up in another city. Although my mom doesn't like doing that too much. She prefers to fly. But, no, it's so much fun because, you know, I get to have, like, personal contact with the audience, you know. And, you know, there's nothing like a live show, you know. To me, it's just fun. I mean, I love being busy. I love running around crazy, you know.
It's amazing the way you handle the schedule like you do. It really is tremendous.
I'm serious though. When I have like a couple of hours off, I don't know what to do. I just, you know, I find like something else to do, you know, and take on another project because I'm just that way, kind of hyper.
No.
Nah, not me.
Let's find.
Nah, not me.
Let's find some room for Matthew in Albany, New York, listening to Hit Radio 99 GFM. You're on with Debbie. Go ahead.
How did you feel when Only in My Dreams did so well in the charts?
I was really excited because a lot of people don't know, but it started in the clubs, and I watched it go up the club chart for about 6 months, you know, and finally it exploded during the summer, you know, and became like a big summertime record, and it was just really exciting to be driving around, and, you know, you'd see like someone with a convertible, and you'd hear it blasting out, you know, and it was a big thrill.
I understand you use your friends a lot to help you test out music. Is that
Yeah,
true?
they're my best research department.
What are
you
some
know?
of the comments you get from them?
Let's see. Well, usually, I mean, pretty much like everyone said to me, "Oh, Foolish Beat's a hit," you know. So I'm hoping for that one. But let's see. You know, a lot of times they'll say this song, I know you like it and I like it, but I don't know if everyone else will like it. I mean, basically, I kind of gather all my research, and if I agree with it, I like constructive criticism. I have an open mind to that. But then, when it comes to making my own decision, even if the world is like if they don't think the way I do, even if if I feel really strongly about a song, I'll say, no, I'm going to do it anyway. So.
All right. Well, the time has now come to clear the lines.
Ooh.
What we're going to do is take the first 10 callers at 1-800-53-PEPSI, and they will each win their very own, very special
Brenda, hand me a phone.
Hitline USA, Debbie Gibson, Out of the Blue, Platinum album. These are the same type that the stars get. Debbie, I think we can hook you up with one.
Oh, good. Thank you.
We'll have your name engraved on it. It will look great on your wall, so get on the phone.
Absolutely. Let's do it. The first 10 callers grab the platinum. We'll be back after this from Diet Pepsi. Hitline USA is hot and happening. Debbie Gibson is live on your radio, and we've got some winners of our Hitline USA Debbie Gibson Platinum albums to congratulate.
There we go. The first one is Rhonda Andrews from Rock Island, Illinois.
All right.
Power 98.9. Yo, Rhonda.
Debbie, you got one for us?
Yes, Rochelle Walker from Yuma, Arizona, listening to K-Jock.
All right.
Congratulations. Enjoy it.
Anybody else?
Oh, Rosbel Ruiz from Westlaco, Texas, listening to KRGE.
All right, congratulations.
Hey, doesn't she get a round of applause?
Oh, yeah. Okay, here. Okay, also another winner, Kathy in Hartford, Connecticut, listening to KISS FM. Thomas is listening to Pro FM in Providence, Rhode Island, another winner. And rounding out some of the winners, Judy Little of Omaha, Nebraska, listening to Sweet 98.
All right, we'll get to all the rest of ones after we get this next tune on. Congratulations to everybody. Thanks to everybody who tried. Make sure you check us out every week right here on your radio. We will definitely do this again soon. And we're going to celebrate right now with Debbie's biggest hit so far, Out of the Blue, on Hitline USA.
A few more winners of Debbie Gibson Platinum to tell you about. Mary in Ishpeming, Michigan, listening to Q107. Lily in Chicago, listening to B96. And Michael in Baltimore. He's got B94 on. Before you go, Debbie, what's up for you?
Okay, let's see. Right now, funny you should ask, Brenda. No, right now, I'm in the middle of a million things working on the new album, which will be out in October or November.
Okay.
And I'll be touring the U.S. in the summer. And as far as like immediate plans, tomorrow night is the Nickelodeon Awards show. They had the Kids' Choice Awards, and that's on cable. I know near me it's
Right.
Channel 22. I don't know where it is. And
Check your local listings.
Yeah,
We'll check it out tomorrow night. All right?
Oh wait, can I finish?
You're finished.
Come on, I want to hear you race through the credits. Yeah, I hosted with. I want to. Wait.
Dad, we love you. You're truly beautiful. Thanks. Don't ever shave, okay?
You
Come
know?
back next.
Hey,
See you.
hey.
Next week, Bruce Hornsby will be here. That's it. We're out of here. Hitline USA is an exclusive presentation of James Paul Brown Entertainment, engineered by Steve Toomey. Production staff, Brian McGill, Jeff Levy, Dean Gross, Sean Golden, Jennifer Buchanan, and Bob Lawrence. Affiliate relations, Steve Sharp. Talent coordinator, Barry Freeman. Our executive producer is Dana Miller. Transportation in Los Angeles provided by Diamond Limousines of Beverly Hills, the best limos in L.A. For Brenda Ross and Pepsi, the choice of a new generation, I'm Shadoe P. Stevens, and we'll talk to you next week on the Hitline. Hitline USA, copyright 1988.